My friend, society lies to you. It says only the gifted, the lucky, or the rich get rich. That is a lie. Most wealth is not built by magic. It is built by boring rules, simple skills, and long discipline. In this video, you will practice English and learn a hard truth about money. Stay until the end, and you will see why ordinary people can build real wealth if they stop waiting and start stacking. Welcome to English Story Studio. Here, you train your English and your mind at the same time. Calm words. Hard truth. Maybe you feel behind. Maybe you look at other people and think, he is smarter. She is more talented. They started earlier. They have better luck. My friend, that thought feels true, but it is often a lie. It is a soft lie, a polite lie, a dangerous lie. Because when you believe talent is everything, you give up your power. You stop building. You stop trying. You wait for a miracle. And that is the trap. Today we will walk through a simple path. First, we will break the talent myth and see why genius often fails while discipline wins. Then we will talk about skill stacking and why simple skills become powerful when you combine them. After that, we will face a twist. You do not need a miracle. You need a machine. Then we will use the 100-hour rule to learn a high-value skill fast. Then we will see why consistency compounds like money in a good account. And finally, we will talk about becoming too useful to ignore, so the market can trust your name. This is not a fantasy story. This is not a lucky story. This is a rule story. So let us begin with the first hard truth. The talent myth is one of the oldest lies in the world. People love stories about genius. A child plays piano at 5 years old. A young man writes code faster than everyone else. A woman speaks with perfect confidence in every room. We see the result, and we call it talent. We do not see the years. We do not see the pain. We do not see the boring practice. We do not see the private discipline. And even when talent is real, talent alone is weak. Talent is a good servant, but a bad master. A talented person often trusts feelings too much. He works when he feels excited. He stops when he feels bored. He thinks, I am special, so I do not need a system. He thinks, I can catch up later. He thinks, pressure will save me. Sometimes it works for a short time. Then life becomes heavy. He gets tired. He gets distracted. He gets proud. And slowly, he loses to someone less gifted but more stable. Discipline wins because discipline does not ask your feelings for permission. Think about two men. Jake is smart, very smart. In school, everything is easy for him. He talks fast. He learns fast. He impresses people. Everyone tells him, you're gifted. So Jake starts to believe a dangerous thing. He believes his future is safe because of his natural ability. Ryan is different. Ryan is average. He does not learn fast. He needs more time. He makes mistakes. Nobody calls him gifted. Nobody tells stories about his bright future. So Ryan builds another identity. He becomes steady. He makes a small plan. He studies 1 hour a day. He takes notes. He repeats. He reviews. He rests. Then he comes back again. After 1 week, Jake looks stronger. After 1 month, Jake still looks stronger. After 1 year, the picture starts to change. Jake has speed but no structure. Ryan has structure, so his speed grows. Jake trusts motivation. Ryan trusts routine. Jake starts fast and breaks. Ryan starts slow and stays. 5 years later, people look at Ryan and call him talented. Do you see the joke? The world often calls discipline by the wrong name. It sees the result and says talent. It does not see the system hiding under the surface. That is why genius often fails. Genius can become lazy. Genius can become proud. Genius can become emotional, but discipline is simple. Discipline wakes up. Discipline does the work. Discipline does the work. Discipline does not need applause. Discipline does not need perfect weather. Discipline keeps moving. My friend, if you are not a genius, good. That may save you, because average people who accept reality often build stronger lives than gifted people who believe their own myth. The average person learns to respect time. The average person learns to build habits. The average person learns to repeat useful actions until they become automatic. That is how people get rich. Not always fast, not always in public, but often in a real way. Here is the truth. Wealth loves reliability. The market does not pay you because you feel special. The market pays you because you solve problems again and again. The market pays people it can trust. If you are brilliant but unstable, people will praise you and avoid you. If you are calm and useful every week, people will remember you, hire you, and tell others about you. Stop. Be honest. How many promises have you made to yourself and broken? How many hours did you lose this week to your phone, your excuses, your moods? Check your screen time. Check your bank account. Check your unfinished plans. The truth is there, not in your dreams, not in your words, in your record. This is why discipline wins. It creates a record. Now let us go deeper, because discipline alone is not enough. You also need direction. You need to become more valuable. And one of the fastest ways to do that is skill stacking. Most people think success comes from being world-class in one thing. That is another lie people love because it sounds dramatic. But many rich and trusted people are not number one in one skill. They are very good at a few simple skills that work well together. That is skill stacking. You do not need to be the best writer in the world. You can become a strong writer, a clear speaker, and a good salesperson. That mix is rare. You do not need to be the best designer in the world. You can become a decent designer, a good marketer, and a person who understands customer pain. That mix is rare. You do not need miracle talent. You need useful combinations. Simple plus simple plus simple can become uncommon. Let me give you an example. Emma was not the best at anything. She was not a genius. She was not famous. She worked a normal office job, but she noticed something. Many people in her company had knowledge, but they could not explain it well. They had ideas, but their emails were weak. They had products, but their presentations were messy. Emma was only decent at writing, only decent at design, only decent at speaking. But she kept improving all three. At first, nobody cared. Then one manager asked for help with a client deck. Then another manager asked Emma to rewrite a sales message. Then a small team asked her to organize their training notes. Emma became valuable, not because she was magical, but because she became useful in more than one way. That is skill stacking. The market rewards people who remove friction. When you can write clearly, speak calmly, sell honestly, organize chaos, and finish on time, you become hard to replace, not because you are perfect, because you are practical. And practical people often build wealth faster than impressive people. Impressive is loud. Practical gets paid. So ask yourself this question. What simple skills, when combined, would make me rare in my field? Maybe it is writing plus sales. Maybe it is coding plus communication. Maybe it is video editing plus storytelling. Maybe it is teaching plus marketing. Maybe it is English plus one business skill. Do not chase a shiny identity. Build a useful mix. First, choose one main skill that creates value. Then choose one support skill that helps you show that value. Finally, choose one trust skill that helps people believe you and return to you. That is a stack. That is a path. And here's the beautiful part. Simple skills are learnable. They are learnable by normal people with normal lives and tired bodies. You do not need elite blood. You need honest effort. In the next part, we will take this further. We will face the twist. You do not need a miracle. You need a machine that keeps working even when you are tired, bored, or doubting yourself. That is where rich habits begin. Emma was not magic. She was useful. That is the bridge we need now. A simple skill becomes stronger when it joins another skill. Then the stack becomes a system, and that system becomes a machine. This is the twist. You do not need a miracle. You need a machine that works even when you are tired. Most people fail because they depend on emotion. They wait to feel ready. They wait to feel inspired. They wait for the perfect morning, the perfect mood, the perfect week, the perfect plan. My friend, that day does not come, or it comes once, then disappears. A life built on feelings will break when feelings change, and feelings always change. So if you want money, growth, strength, or better English, you must build something stronger than mood. You must build a machine. What is a machine in real life? A machine is a set of actions that repeats with low drama. It is small, clear, and boring. That is why it works. A machine does not ask, "Do I want to?" A machine asks, "What is the next step?" A machine protects you from your weak moments. It carries you when motivation is gone. It saves time because it removes choice. Too much choice is a trap. Too much freedom can become chaos. Rich people often look free from the outside, but inside their life, many useful actions are fixed. They protect the basics. Wake up, work block, study block, exercise, save, review, sleep, again, again, again. The poor mind hates boring repetition. It wants novelty. It wants pleasure now. It wants to feel alive every hour. But the disciplined mind understands a hard truth. Boring actions often create exciting results. The machine feels small today. The result looks big later. Let me show you. Olivia wanted to freelance. She was good enough at design to help small businesses. Not amazing, good enough. But every week she had the same problem. She worked only when she felt pressure. She posted online only when she felt confident. She studied only when she felt guilty. So her income moved up and down like a weak heartbeat. One month was good. The next month was empty. She thought she needed more talent. That was a lie. She needed a machine. So she made a simple weekly system. Every morning before work, she studied design for 30 minutes. 3 nights a week, she built one small sample project. Every Saturday, she sent 5 outreach messages to real businesses. Every Sunday, she reviewed what worked and what failed. She did not argue with the plan. She just followed it. At first, nothing big happened. That is normal. A machine is quiet before it is powerful. After 3 weeks, Olivia had more confidence, not because she felt different, but because she had proof. After 6 weeks, she had a small portfolio. After 2 months, she got a small client. After 4 months, she got referrals. After 6 months, people said, "Wow, you are really building something." No, she was not really building something in month 6. She was building it in week 1. People just saw it late. That is another hard truth. The world sees your result late. You must learn to respect invisible progress. The machine does not need applause. It needs repetition. And yes, machines can be simple. In fact, simple is better. Many people create giant plans because giant plans feel important. They make color charts. They buy notebooks. They save advice. They talk about their future. Then they collapse because the plan is too heavy. My friend, a plan that looks powerful but cannot survive a bad day is a weak plan. Your machine must survive tired days. Your machine must survive sad days. Your machine must survive boring days. If it only works when life is easy, it is not a machine. It is a wish. So build small. If you want to learn a valuable skill, maybe your machine is this. 1 hour every day. 20 minutes learning, 20 minutes practice, 20 minutes output. That is enough to change a life. If you want to build an audience, maybe your machine is this: one useful post each weekday, one longer piece each weekend, 1 hour studying your market every Sunday. If you want better money habits, maybe your machine is this: track every expense, save first, review spending every Friday. No emotional shopping for 30 days. A machine turns vague hope into visible action, and visible action changes identity. This matters because people often try to change their life before they change their identity. They say, I want to become rich. Fine, but who are you now? If your daily actions still belong to a distracted person, a careless spender, or a weak student, your future will stay weak. Identity follows repeated behavior. When you repeat a useful action long enough, you stop saying, I am trying. You start saying, this is who I am. That shift is quiet, but powerful. A person who studies English only when motivated says, I hope I improve. A person with a study machine says, I am a person who trains daily. A person who saves money only when afraid says, I need to be better. A person with a financial machine says, I protect my future first. You see the difference? One person negotiates with life. The other person gives life a rule. Rules are strong. This is why systems beat goals so often. A goal is a point in the distance. A system is what carries you there. Goals can inspire, yes, but systems do the real work. A goal says, I want 10 clients. A system says, I send 5 strong messages every Saturday. A goal says, I want to speak better English. A system says, I shadow 5 minutes, read 10 minutes, speak 10 minutes every day. A goal says, I want to get rich. A system says, I raise my value, save a fixed percent, and build income skills every week. Without a system, goals become fantasies. With a system, even modest goals start moving. Stop. Be honest. What in your life still depends on mood? Your work? Your study? Your savings? Your health? Open your phone notes or your calendar. Is there a machine there, or only wishes? Check your last 7 days. The truth is simple. Your current system is perfectly designed to create your current life. That sentence hurts because it is true, but it also gives power. If your system made this life, another system can make a better one. Now we move into one of the most useful ideas in this whole video. The 100-hour rule. This rule is not magic, but it is practical. And practical things change lives. People often think mastery takes forever. In one sense, yes. Deep mastery can take years. But useful skill, mercantile skill, enough skill to start earning, helping, freelancing, or standing out, that can come much sooner than people think. 100 focused hours can change your direction, not perfection, direction. And direction is often what people really need, because many people are not trapped by lack of talent. They are trapped by confusion. They do not choose. They do not begin. They watch too much advice. They compare too much. They collect options and build nothing. Then 6 months pass. Then 1 year. Still no skill. Still no proof. Still no extra income. Still the same fear. The 100-hour rule breaks that paralysis. It says, choose one valuable skill and give it 100 honest hours. Not random hours. Honest hours. Hours with attention. Hours with practice. Hours with output. Hours with feedback. 100 hours is not enough to become world famous. But it can be enough to become dangerous in a good way. Enough to help real people. Enough to get beginner clients. Enough to see clear growth. Enough to build confidence based on evidence, not fantasy. Think about that. 100 hours. If you do 10 hours a week, that is 10 weeks. If you do 3 hours a day, that is just over 1 month. 1 month can change the way the market sees you. That should wake you up. Now, not every skill is equal, so choose carefully. A high-value skill usually does one of these things. It helps people make money, save time, reduce pain, reduce risk, look better, sell better, or communicate better. The market pays for these outcomes again and again. That is why skills like sales, writing, editing, coding, design, copywriting, marketing, teaching, speaking, research, and project management can be so powerful. They solve real problems. They create leverage. Though remember, do not chase 10 skills at once. That is ego. That is fear wearing a smart face. Choose one, then respect it. Let us say you choose copywriting. Your 100 hours might look like this. First, you study the basics. What is a headline? What is a clear offer? What makes people pay attention? Then you rewrite good examples by hand. Then you write your own practice pieces. Then you ask for feedback. Then you improve. Then you build samples for real businesses, even if nobody pays you yet. Then you keep going until your words become cleaner, sharper, stronger, or maybe you choose video editing. First, you learn the software. Then you study pacing, cuts, subtitles, sound, and story flow. Then you copy good edits. Then you make your own short projects. Then you edit for a friend, a creator, or a small local business. 100 hours later, you are not a master. But you are no longer a beginner with excuses. You are a beginner with proof. And proof changes everything. In the next part, we will keep pushing this rule. We will see how to use your first 100 hours wisely, how consistency compounds like money, and why slow growth is still real growth. 100 hours is not a miracle, but it is enough to wake you up. It is enough to pull you out of fantasy and into proof. And proof is very important, my friend. Feelings lie. Proof does not. So let us stay with this rule and make it real. Most people waste their first 100 hours because they use them in a weak way. They consume too much. They watch. They save. They admire. They compare. They tell themselves they are learning. But they are mostly hiding. They are staying safe. And safe learning is often slow learning. The market does not pay you for private admiration. It pays you for visible usefulness. So your first 100 hours must be active. Your hands must move. Your voice must work. Your brain must struggle. You must produce. That is how skill grows fast. Let us make a simple model. In your first 100 hours, spend some time learning the basics. Yes, you need that. But after that, move quickly into practice. Then move into output. Then move into feedback. Then repeat. Learn, practice, output, feedback. Again, again, again. That is the cycle. If you stay too long in learning, you become a collector. If you move into output, you become a builder. And builders get rich more often than collectors. Imagine Ryan again. He chooses sales as his high-value skill. He is nervous. He thinks sales means pressure, tricks, and loud talk. But he learns a deeper truth. Real sales is clear communication. It is understanding pain. It is showing value. It is helping the right person make a decision. So Ryan gives sales 100 honest hours. In the first 10 hours, he learns the basics. He studies how to ask questions. He studies how to listen. He studies how to explain value in simple language. In the next 20 hours, he practices out loud. He records himself. He sounds awkward. He hates his voice. He keeps going. In the next 30 hours, he role-plays real calls. He learns to stay calm when people say no. He learns not to chase. He learns to ask one better question instead of talking too much. In the next 20 hours, he helps a small business part-time. Real conversations. Real fear. Real lessons. In the final 20 hours, he reviews mistakes and improves his words. After 100 hours, Ryan is still not perfect. But now he can do something useful. He can speak with more control. He can listen with purpose. He can handle rejection without breaking. He can create value. That is a different life. Do you see the pattern? The 100 hours are not just building skill. They are building a stronger self. A person who finishes 100 honest hours becomes dangerous to his old excuses. He cannot say, "I never had time." He cannot say, "I do not know where to start." He cannot say, "Maybe one day." No, he started, he stayed, he finished. That matters, because every finished block of work teaches your nervous system a new truth. I can follow through. I can survive discomfort. I can become useful. I do not need talent first. I need reps. Reps build identity, and identity builds wealth. Now let us connect this to the next hard truth. Consistency compounds. This may be the most boring sentence in the video. It may also be the most important. People want dramatic growth. They want one big break, one viral post, one perfect job, one lucky meeting, one giant payment. Yes, those things can happen, but they are unstable foundations. If your whole dream depends on one event, your life becomes fragile. Strong wealth is usually less dramatic. It compounds. A small skill, improved daily, compounds. A good reputation, protected weekly, compounds. A savings habit, repeated monthly, compounds. A strong body, trained often, compounds. Better English, practiced every day, compounds. Consistency is slow in the beginning. That is why weak people quit. They do not see enough change in week 1, so they stop. They do not see enough money in month 1, so they stop. They do not see enough attention in month 2, so they stop. But the compounding phase always looks unimpressive at first. That is the test. Can you stay steady before the reward is visible? That is where many people lose. Let me show you the math in a simple way. Imagine 2 people. Jake works very hard for 3 days, then disappears for 10. Ryan works 1 focused hour every day. Jake feels powerful because his effort is intense. Ryan looks ordinary because his effort is calm. But after 1 month, Ryan has around 30 hours. Jake maybe has 12 or 15. After 3 months, the gap becomes bigger. After 1 year, the gap becomes painful. Not because Ryan is a genius, because he kept going. Small effort plus time becomes force. That is compounding. And compounding is not just about time. It is also about memory. Every repeated action becomes easier to begin. Every finished session reduces friction. Every little win gives you more proof. Then proof gives you more confidence. Then confidence helps you act again. That is emotional compounding. Then there is network compounding. One useful client tells another. One clear post brings another follower. One good project becomes a portfolio piece. One solid month of work creates a stronger second month. Then there is financial compounding. A new skill brings a small raise. That raise gives you room to save. Savings reduce panic. Less panic helps you think better. Better thinking helps you make better choices. Better choices create more money. This is why rich habits matter. Rich habits are not habits that look luxurious. They are habits that create assets. A luxury car can be a trap. A daily study habit can be an asset. Expensive clothes can be a trap. A trusted skill can be an asset. Looking rich is not the same as becoming rich. Never confuse image with asset. Image can cost you. Assets can free you. Stop. Be honest. Look at your last 30 days. What exactly compounded? Was it debt? Was it screen time? Was it stress? Was it learning? Was it savings? Was it output? Open your bank app. Open your calendar. Open your camera roll. The truth has a record. Many people do not have a money problem first. They have a consistency problem first. This is why getting rich with simple skills is possible. Not easy. Possible. Because simple skills respond well to repetition. Writing gets better with repetition. Selling gets better with repetition. Editing gets better with repetition. Teaching gets better with repetition. Teaching gets better with repetition. Public speaking gets better with repetition. Even confidence gets better with repetition, because confidence is often memory. It is the memory of surviving the thing that once scared you. So how do you use consistency in a practical way? First, lower the drama. Stop making every work session feel like a major event. Sit down. Begin. Protect the block. That is enough. Then make the action measurable. Not work on my future. That is weak language. Say, write 300 words. Edit one short video. Send 5 offers. Study for 45 minutes. Save 10%. Measurable action builds honest lives. Finally, review every week. Not to punish yourself. To tell the truth. What did you do? What failed? What created value? What wasted time? A weekly review is like looking at your financial mirror. Without it, you drift. And drift is expensive. This is how ordinary people quietly pass gifted people. They do not win with one loud performance. They win with many calm days. They keep their machine alive. They protect their hours. They stack skills. They trust compounding. After enough time, the world calls this success. But success is often just old consistency with a better name. Now we are getting close to a powerful shift. Once your skills grow and your consistency becomes real, another question appears. How do you become too useful to ignore? How do you build a name the market trusts? That is where skill turns into reputation. And reputation can change your income, your options, and your future. We will go there next. Consistency compounds. That truth now leads us to the next one. When you stay useful long enough, people begin to notice. Then a new game begins. It is not only about skill now. It is about trust, and trust is money. Many people learn a useful skill, but they stay invisible because the market does not trust them yet. This is normal. Skill matters, but skill alone is not enough. The market must believe that you can deliver without drama, without excuses, and without wasting time. That is how you become too useful to ignore. Not louder, more trusted. A trusted person is not always the most talented person in the room. Often, a trusted person is the person who replies on time, finishes on time, speaks clearly, and solves the problem without turning every task into a crisis. That person gets called again. That person gets referred. That person gets paid more. The market loves peace. If you bring peace, clarity, and results, people remember you. Think about Olivia again. At first, she was only learning design. Then she got a few small jobs. But the real change did not come from one beautiful design. It came from her behavior around the work. She asked clear questions. She gave realistic deadlines. She sent updates. She fixed small problems fast. She did not disappear. She did not act like a genius. She acted like a professional. That changed everything. Clients started saying, "She is easy to work with." My friend, that sentence is powerful. Easy to work with. Reliable, clear, useful. These are wealth words. A person can have raw talent and still lose because they are chaotic. Another person can be slightly less talented and win because they make life easier for everyone around them. Do not ignore this. Businesses do not only buy skill. They buy relief. They buy speed. They buy trust. They buy lower risk. So if you want to build a name the market trusts, start here. Do what you said you would do. This sounds simple. It is simple. That is why so many people ignore it. They want a secret, but the market often pays boring truth, not exciting theory. If you promise Friday, deliver Friday. If you cannot deliver Friday, say it early. If you make a mistake, admit it fast. If you do good work, present it clearly. If you want more trust, reduce surprises. That is maturity. And maturity is rare. Then there is another layer. You must become visible in a useful way. Not fake visibility. Not noisy visibility. Useful visibility. Show your work. Share what you learn. Explain simple ideas clearly. Help people understand something faster. Let the market see your thinking. A trusted name is built in public, one proof point at a time, one post, one project, one client win, one helpful explanation, one honest case study, one strong recommendation from another person. Compounding again. At first, nobody cares. Fine, keep building. Later, people say, I see this person everywhere. No, not everywhere. Just consistently in the right places. That is enough. Ryan learned this when he began helping small businesses with sales messages. In the beginning, he wanted to impress people. Big words, clever lines, fancy ideas. But the businesses did not care. They wanted results. They wanted more replies, more calls, more sales. So Ryan changed his style. He became simpler, clearer, more direct. He showed before and after examples. He explained why each change mattered. He posted useful lessons online once a week. Slowly, people started to trust him. Not because he looked rich, because he looked reliable. That is the path. And yes, reputation takes time. Good. That protects it from weak people. Fast attention can be bought. Real trust must be earned. Stop. Be honest. What does your current reputation say? Not the reputation in your head. The real one. If someone asked 3 people who know your work, what would they say? Late? Talented but messy? Nice but unclear? Or steady, useful and trusted? Ask yourself with courage. Because your name is an asset. A weak name closes doors. A trusted name opens them before you knock. So protect your name like money. Maybe more than money. Because a good name can make money again and again. In the next part, we will bring all of this together. We will connect discipline, skill stacking, machines, 100 honest hours, compounding, and trust into one full blueprint. Then we will close with the truth many people spend years trying not to hear. Your name is an asset. That is where we stopped. Now let us bring the whole blueprint together in one clear picture. A person starts with a lie in the mind. I need more talent. That lie creates waiting. Waiting creates weakness. Weakness creates drift. Then years disappear. But the truth is simpler. First, discipline beats raw talent because discipline survives bad days. Then skill stacking makes you rare without needing genius. Then the twist appears. You do not need a miracle. You need a machine. After that, the 100-hour rule gives you proof. Then consistency compounds that proof into real value. And finally, trust turns value into reputation, income, and opportunity. That is the blueprint. It is not glamorous. Good. Glamour often sells courses. Boring rules build lives. So what should you do after this video? Choose one high-value skill, not 5. 1. Choose the skill that can help people make money, save time, reduce pain, or communicate better. Then give that skill 100 honest hours. Put those hours on a calendar. Protect them like a salary. Do not wait for emotion. At the same time, choose one support skill, something that helps your main skill travel farther. If your main skill is design, maybe your support skill is sales. If your main skill is writing, maybe your support skill is research. If your main skill is coding, maybe your support skill is communication. Then build your machine, small blocks, clear tasks, weekly review, no drama. Then shock your work. Quietly, consistently. Let people see proof. Let your name gather trust, one action at a time. This is how an ordinary person becomes powerful, not by pretending to be special, by becoming useful. And useful people are rarely poor for long if they stay honest, disciplined, and patient. Now listen carefully. The sentence matters. Nobody is coming to save you. Not your boss, not your family, not luck, not motivation, not some perfect future version of you. You must become the person who carries your own life. That sounds hard because it is hard, but it is also freedom. The day you stop waiting for rescue is the day your real life begins. Maybe you are tired. Fine. Build a smaller machine. Maybe you are late. Fine. Start with 1 hour. Maybe you are scared. Fine. Use fear, but keep moving. Maybe you made mistakes with money, time, or trust. Fine. Tell the truth and begin again. A strong future does not ask for a perfect past. It asks for honest action now. In the final part, we will close this with a vow. Not a fantasy. A vow. The kind of promise a calm person makes when they are finished with excuses. So here we are, my friend. Not at the end of a fantasy. At the end of an excuse. You do not need to be the most gifted person in the room. You do not need a miracle year. You do not need the perfect plan, the perfect mentor, the perfect mood, or the perfect start. That is the old lie. That lie keeps people passive. It keeps them poor in skill, poor in courage, and often poor in money. The truth is harder, but it is cleaner. You need rules. You need repetition. You need one useful skill, then another skill that strengthens it. You need a machine that still works when your body is tired and your mind is noisy. You need 100 honest hours. You need consistency long enough for compounding to begin. You need to become a person the market can trust. That is all. And that is a lot, but it is real. A real life is not built in one loud moment. It is built in quiet moments that other people do not clap for. It is built when you study instead of scrolling. It is built when you save instead of showing off. It is built when you finish instead of talking. It is built when you tell the truth about your habits, your debt, your effort, your output, your value. This is where many people turn away. They want comfort without discipline. They want wealth without patience. They want results without repetition. They want to look rich before they become rich. That path is a trap. Do not take that path. Take the slower path that actually works. Choose one skill. Give it time. Stack another skill beside it. Build the machine. Protect the routine. Review the numbers. Protect your name. Keep going. Keep going. Keep going. One day, the same people who ignored your small steps will talk about your growth like it was luck. Let them talk. You will know the truth. It was not luck. It was structure. It was sacrifice. It was boring consistency. It was calm discipline under pressure. And that kind of wealth is stronger because you know how it was built. Now I want to leave you with a vow. Say this in your heart if you are ready. I will stop worshiping talent. I will stop waiting for rescue. I will stop calling chaos freedom. I will build useful skills. I will respect small daily work. I will tell the truth about my time, my money, and my habits. I will become a person who can be trusted. I will become too useful to ignore. That is a strong life. That is a life with direction. That is a life that can create wealth. And that is a life with self-respect. Now, before we close, remember why you came here. You came here for two things: better English and a better life. Keep doing both. Learn words that help you think clearly. Practice sentences that make you stronger. Train your listening. Train your discipline. Let your language and your character grow together. That is the deeper work. This is English Story Studio. We do not come here just to consume. We come here to build. We do not drift. We choose. We do not wait for the world to become easy. We become stronger, calmer, and more useful inside the real world. If this spoke to you, leave a comment with one simple skill you will train for 100 honest hours. And subscribe to English Story Studio if you want more calm English and hard truth for real life. Do not just watch this video and feel motivated for one night. Use it. Build from it. Let this be the day you stop drifting and start creating. Your future will not be built by noise. It will be built by what you repeat.